Hey, it's Miss Sledge again, Mrs. Sledge again. Now we're going to talk about. I'm trying to make sure my phone is off. We're going to talk about dividing decimals. You may remember this from fifth grade again, but in sixth grade we kick it up a notch and do a little bit more complicated problems. Just as a reminder, we just finished division in indicator one. That was the first thing we did this year. So this is our little division house. And under the house is our dividend. Our divisor, the number we divide by, is outside the house. And on the roof is the quotient, our answer. So now first we want to look at dividing a decimal by a whole number. So it's written from left to right instead of under the house and all of that. So what do we put where? This first number is our dividend and it goes under the house, okay? This is our divisor, it goes outside. So we're gonna put the first number, let me make this a little bigger because I write big, y'all know I write big. All right, here it goes. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite it. So under the house, my 7.6 goes. And now we divide like normal. What I want to advise you to do first is to bring your decimal up so that you won't forget it. 4 goes into 7 one time. So remember, we're doing our steps. Divide. Let me do mine. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Remember that? So now we're dividing. 4 goes into 7 one time. Now we multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. Now we subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. And then we bring down the 6. Notice we didn't worry about the decimal down here. We don't. We took care of it right there. We carried it up. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So that's our divide. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 times 4, that's our multiply. And that's our subtract. Nothing to bring down. So with decimals, you don't really want to have a remainder in the sixth grade. You want to, I'll show you what you do. You're going to keep adding zeros until you don't have a remainder. Okay, the next one is 4 and 38 hundredths divided by 12. We're doing whole numbers. So my 12 goes outside the house. My 4.38 goes inside the house. And since I'm dividing by a whole number, I can go ahead and put my decimal, bring my decimal up. Does 12 go into 4? No. So 4 divided, that's not going to give me a good smooth. 12 is bigger than 4. 0 times 12 is 0, but we won't worry about that. 12 goes into 43. Let's see. 12 times 2 is 24. That's not enough. 12 times 3 is 36. Remember that? Multiply off to the side. 12 times 4 is 48. So that's too much. So we're going to do 3. So 12 times 3 is 36. We're going to subtract. I got to borrow one right there. 13 minus 6 is 7. That's my subtract. Now bring down. Okay, now, how many times does 12 go into 78? Well, 12 times 6 is 72. So I think that's as much as I'm going to get. 12 times 6 is 72. And then I'm going to subtract. Well, I have a remainder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 0. I can add as many zeros behind a decimal as I want, and it won't change the number. So then I'm going to bring down this 0. 60 divided by 12 is 5. That's my division step. 12 times 5 is 60. That's my multiplication step. My subtraction. Bring down. Bus number 1540. Hold on just a second. 2076 for 0836. So you usually ride bus 0836. Today you will be riding bus number 2076. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing this at the end of the day. All right, so that's how we do that. So you see, we added that 0, so we didn't have a remainder. And you keep adding zeros until you don't have a remainder. Now this next one, we're going to divide a decimal by a decimal. So 18 and 2 tenths divided by 1 and 4 tenths. So it's a little trick here. So we know the 1.4 goes outside the house and the 18.2 goes in the house. But this number, I forgot already, divisor needs to be a whole number. So I need to bring this decimal over one to the right. So I'm going to bring it over one to the right. But if I do it there, I also have to do it here. And let me show you a little trick. Go ahead and erase it so you won't get mixed up, okay? So now we can divide. So 14 won't go into 1, but 14 will go into 18 one time. 14 times 1 is 14. 18 minus 14 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. I think 14 will go into 42 three times. I'm guessing 3 because 4 times 3 is 12. But let's see. 3 times 4 is 12. 2, carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1. There we go. So I said 3. So 42 divided by 14 is 3.
Last call for bus number 1540 and bus number 2076 for 0836. Again, if you normally ride 0836, today you will be riding bus number 2076. Thank you.
Okay, so now 14 times 3 is 42 because we just did that right over here. So we know that. And then I subtract, no remainder. Cool. I don't have to put a decimal behind that 13. If you can, if it makes you feel better. Okay. Okay, now let's do another one. 273 thousandths divided by 39 hundredths. Okay, so my 0.273 goes in the house. Remember, the first number goes in the house, and then 0.39 outside of the house. So it's not a whole number, so I got to move it over how many places? Correct, 2. So I'm going to erase this other one so I just don't get confused. But if I do it here, I also have to do it here, 1, 2. And I'm going to erase that first one because I don't want to get to the end of the problem and say, oh, which decimal am I supposed to have? Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to bring my decimal up. That's right there. 39 will not go into 27, so I'm going to put a 0 there, okay? I don't know what's going on with my thing here. And so let's see how many times 39 will go into 273. I'm going to try 7. I'm just guessing because 7 times 3 is 21. And I got that 9. So let me guess 7. It might be 8. But let me see. 9 times 7 is 63. Carry the 6. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 6 is 7. Got it right on. So there goes my 7. 7 times 39 is 273. I don't have to worry about that 0 in the front. So I got no remainder. Now I have 2 more on here that you can try yourself. So pause the video, try this one, and then come back to see what I got. All right. Okay, we are back. So I hope you really pause the video and work those. So I'm going to put that in the house and my 5 outside the house. Since this is a whole number, I don't have to move anything. 5 doesn't go into 3, but 5 goes into 31. So 31 divided by 5 is 6 and a remainder, so I'm going to put my 6 there. So that's my divide. Multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract. Bring down. Let me go ahead and put my decimal there so I won't forget. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 12. So 5 goes in 17 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. That's my multiply step. Subtract and bring down. 5 goes into 25. 5 times 5 is 25. No remainder. Cool. Did you get that? I hope you did. Okay, let's try this one. A lot of zeros. So in my house, I have 2.45. Outside the house, I have 0.007. So I have to move this, I hope you did it too, over 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me erase that one.
We now have bus
Now it's the bus
1650 for
again.
bus number 0834 on campus. If you normally ride bus 0834, today you will ride bus 1650. Thank you.
Okay, so we moved the decimal from here over 3 times. And now watch this. 1, 2, I don't have a 3. Add a 0. I can do that because I can add a 0 behind the decimal. I can even add it before I move it over. So now we're good. And we really don't need these leading zeros anymore. So let's go ahead and erase them so we don't get confused. Okay. So 7 doesn't go into 2, but 7 goes into 24, I think 3 times. Yeah, because 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 3 is 21. We're going to subtract, bring down. 7 goes into 35 5 times. Subtract. Don't forget to bring down that 0. 7 goes into 0 times. 0 times 7 is 0, and subtract, I got a 0. So 2.45 divided by 0.007 is 350. I hope you got that. All right. Those of you at home, I hope you're doing well. I do miss you, and I'll see you when you get back to school. I hope this video helps. Bye-bye.